Guys, I'm hanging out over here at my fan storage facility. Just finished unloading some stuff, and wanted to talk a little bit about my fan selling terms, just clarify some things. If you bought fans from me or have watched my previous videos on selling terms, you'll know that I operate on a deposit system. You would send me a deposit of $25 or 25%, whichever is greater. And then after I get the deposit, I pack the fan for shipping, and then you send the rest, and then I ship the fan. And I started doing that because I'd get a lot of people that say, "Hey, I want this fan, can you get a shipping quote?" And I'd say, "Sure," and I'd pack it up. I'd get the fan out of storage. Sometimes it'd be buried in my parents' basement. I'd get a box and bubble wrap and everything. Sometimes I'd have to go buy the stuff if I didn't have the right size box or whatever, and pack it up for shipping, take it to FedEx, get a quote. And they'd be like, "Oh, that's too much," or "No, never mind, I'm not interested," or "I want this other fan instead," or I just never hear from them again. And so I'd end up with piles of fans boxed up and waiting to ship, sitting in my dad's garage or basement. And it was taking up a lot of space, and it was taking a lot of time, taking a lot of money, and I was getting really frustrated. And so I started the deposit system, and it's worked great. I've never had any complaints from anybody who buys from me. A couple people that have never bought from me have been like, "Well, why would you do this?" And I've explained, and I only had one person in the years that I've been doing it that forfeited their deposit. They bought a couple fans from me. I packed them up. They were in my trunk, and they stayed in the trunk for weeks, and they never sent their payment. And I emailed them. They didn't hear anything. Emailed them again. Didn't hear anything. Probably like 6 months later, I finally heard from them. And they said, "Yeah, I just can't afford them right now. Sell them to somebody else." And so I kept their deposit and I sold them to somebody else. And the funny thing is, they didn't even cost that much. It was like, I don't know, maybe $100 worth of fans. But yeah, so I've never really had any real problems. But the fact that that's almost never happened. When I first started doing the deposit system, I had a very clear set of parameters. After X number of days or X number of weeks or whatever it was, you forfeited your deposit. And since only one person ever had to forfeit theirs, I honestly don't remember what my original timeline was. And I've been loose with a lot of people. They're like, "Hey, I can't send it this week, I'll send it next week." "Okay, no, now I can't send it this week." "Okay, I'll wait." And it turned out where I've had 3 fans that were waiting on trades or deposits sitting in my dad's garage for probably 6 months or more. And it can cause some problems, especially because I'm not supposed to be keeping stuff in my dad's garage. I only put it there if it's only planning to be there for a week or less. Most of the time, I won't even put it there. I'll just keep it in my car. If I send you the shipping quote today and you send me payment tomorrow, then I'll just leave it in my car. And I only take it out of the car if I need to empty the car out to like load up gear for a gig or something. And yeah, so it just gets real complicated. So going forward, 30 days is what we're going to work with. 30 days from when I send you the shipping quote. So if you send me the deposit, and then it takes me a week or two to get the shipping quote, because sometimes I'm working it out of town and stuff like that, then it's not 30 days from when you send payment. It's 30 days from when I come back to you and say, "Hey, this is your total." And then after 30 days, I reserve the right to keep your deposit and ask for the full amount again. I might not do it. I'm just saying I reserve the right to do that so that I'm, if I get in a situation like this again, I'm not screwed. And after that 30 days, I can't guarantee the fan anymore, because if the fan's been sitting in a box somewhere where it's not designed to be sitting for months, then things happen. Stuff falls out of the box, or mice or whatever. I mean, there's just been any number of things that can happen to fans that are sitting in boxes that aren't in areas where I would normally store fans, and I don't want to worry about that. I can't be responsible for stuff like that. So 30 days is the thing. After 30 days, and if you're buying a fan from me and you can't meet that deadline, let me know ahead of time, and I'll be like, fine, and I won't keep it in my car. I'll bring it down here to the fan storage, and I'll keep it somewhere safe until the specified deadline that we have. But I wouldn't know to do that unless you tell me ahead of time, So if it's going to be longer than 30 days, you need to talk to me and be like, "Look, hey, I want to buy this fan." I had a guy recently. He said, "Hey, I want to buy this fan. I'm going to send you my deposit now, but I can't finish paying for it until after Christmas," which I think at the time was more than 30 days. I'm like, that's fine. you told me. I understand holidays are expensive. That's totally cool. I am not going to pack that fan until closer to Christmas. And then the fan stays somewhere safe until now. And, yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. You just got to communicate. But if we don't discuss anything otherwise, 30 days is the new rule. And like I said, after 30 days, then you forfeit your deposit. And, if something happens to the fan, I'll do my best, but I can't promise anything because I can't, keep track of everything that happens if I don't know what to plan for. So hopefully that will eliminate any future headaches. I've got one fan that's, I think I showed you in the video when I was organizing the storage. It's been waiting for a while, and that guy and I have been communicating, but it's still going to wait longer, so I brought it over here to be safe. Another fan I was actually bringing over here. Remember I told you I had 3 fans that had been sitting, waiting for like 6 months. And so the other one was already packed up, waiting for the ship. And I was on my way to bring it to the storage today because it was not safe sitting in my dad's garage. And the guy sent his payment this morning. So I just left it in my car, and I'm going to take it to FedEx later tonight. But other than that, yeah. So, like I said, I've had very few problems in the, let's just say 10 years I've been doing the deposit system. Like I said, I've had one person forfeit their deposit, and now I've had 3 people that theoretically could have forfeited their deposit, and they didn't, but that's how it could have worked out. So, yeah. So, hopefully this clarifies. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Once again, I'll remind you that YouTube doesn't always let me reply to everybody's comment, so if I don't reply to your comment, either I didn't see it or YouTube wouldn't let me reply. So feel free to post a response on Dan Spiffy Newman Ceiling Fans on Facebook or in the kids group, and I'll respond to it there too. What else? Yeah, if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, if you think this is a stupid idea and you have a better idea, I'll listen. I might tell you that your idea is even stupider, but I will definitely listen. So, yeah, hopefully this clarifies any questions about the deposit system. And I appreciate all you guys that buy and trade fans from me and with me. I have a lot of fans that I sell to the same guys repeatedly, and you guys are great to deal with. I appreciate that. And I, always look out for whatever it is you're looking for. I'm going to bring a lot of stuff for sale to Fanimation this time if I have space in my car. So that'll be new. So anybody that comes on this January 28th group trip, yeah. So. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.